Hey, chicas, welcome back to another episode of It's for the Chicas. I'm Anahy.
And I'm Gisele, and this is episode 40.
Episode 40, a little delayed because we weren't able to drop an episode last week.
Shout out to me.
No, I mean, it's mom life, dude.
Dude, but who would have thought a gas leak
would have led to like everything that it led to? Yeah. So as y'all know, we're both moms, wives. We work, and so we do have a set schedule as to when we're recording, but it just so happened that this past weekend we weren't able to record. Gisele had an emergency with her apartment. Mm-hmm. There was a gas leak. Firefighters broke in.
Mm-hmm. And you know, and now that I read on it, I'm like, Rob, who let us be grown-ups?
Literally, like why were y'all gonna stay?
Who allowed us to be grown-ups? We turned on the light. We made phone calls. I plugged in my charger. All while it smells like gas. I'm like, we're dumb. We're like really dumb. And Rob's like, we're not dumb. I'm like,
you're not dumb.
We were tipsy. So we came back from his cousin's birthday. And we were a little tipsy because his cousin kept giving us shots. I was like, I don't want no more. And he kept giving us shots. And then we were like, okay, no, we got to leave. Like, we were only there for an hour, and we left. And we got home, and, like, you know, like, that's when it kicked in. And we were like, and then, like, it smells like gas. And I told my boss at work, and she was like, so y'all were tipsy. So when you walked in, you were like, is that gas? And Rob was like, I think that's gas. And, are you sure that's gas? I was like, yeah, we were probably talking to each other. Like,
dude, but, you know, like, it's crazy because I know they talked about it on the Posted episode. Shout out to Posted. If y'all haven't listened to it. Tune in. They drop every week and they're freaking hilarious. But Rob was like talking about how y'all were gonna stay, and I was like, and Ronnie was like, what if like y'all would have stayed, y'all wouldn't have woken up?
Oh yeah,
se hubieran ahogado allá adentro and like not even known.
Carbon monoxide dead.
Girl, I'm not ready to lose a friend.
No, and then so we laid down and I was like, I think we should leave. He's like, we should. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then I feel horrible because I'm like, oh, I didn't call like the cops, the firefighters, nothing. Like, we just left to my mom's. Like,
I mean, I feel like it was better that y'all didn't, because had they smelled like alcohol on both of y'all and y'all had Robbie there, you don't know.
Robbie wasn't there, girl.
Oh, he wasn't there?
No.
Oh, that's good.
He was with, no.
Okay, so y'all were going to leave Robbie
parentless? So then, but we did end up calling like, what are they called? The gas place?
Centerpoint.
Yeah. So when we called them, it sent a message to 911. So technically we did call them, but we didn't stay there.
I mean, at least y'all called Centerpoint.
Yeah. And they got the message from Centerpoint that there was a gas leak. So then they like knocked our door down and everything. It was crazy.
Because y'all weren't home and y'all weren't opening.
Well, and they probably thought we were asleep.
Yeah.
So like they did their job.
They probably knocked and they were like, oh, like they're not.
And you could smell the smell so bad, like outside the door. That's
horrible. They probably thought y'all were dead, like a wellness check, right? Yeah. So they were like, "Thank God nobody's in here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a learning lesson, and I'm just like, Rob, who let us be grown-ups? And this is our second apartment together. But I don't know. I was like, I feel so dumb.
I mean,
I shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, because now I think about it, I'm like, in my right mind, I'm like, you would have done XYZ. But
you get like, what is it, like post anxiety of like what could have happened?
Oh, girl, I haven't cooked. It's been a week, and
I
still don't want to cook. I'm like, I don't want to cook. I'm scared.
You're scared to.
I know. Like, and the apartments are like, we turned on the stove, we did everything, the water heater, and they're like, we don't want you to feel like not safe. And I'm like,
well, I do feel not safe.
Yeah. And they're like, we brought a fire marshal, a plumber, and I'm like,
scary.
Yeah. So that was an experience this weekend. And then Monday, Robbie had no. What happened Monday?
I was dead. I was tired.
Oh yeah, Monday.
I was exhausted.
Then Tuesday you went to see your mom, and then Wednesday Robbie had a scrimmage, and then Thursday and bam.
No, Tuesday I ended up not going to see my mom because I forgot my Lynn has 2 dance classes on Tuesday. Oh. So she doesn't get out till 7. Her class is from 6:30 to 7:15, so we didn't get home till like almost 8. Yeah, so I was like, tired. It's like super tired. And then Monday, Henry wanted to do movie night.
Oh yeah.
So that's why we were like, okay, let's record Tuesday. And then I was like, dude, I don't even know why it
just
flew
slipped your
through.
mind.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I can't Tuesday. Mylene actually has dance, and I even told my mom, like, Mom, I can't even go see you.
Yeah.
I was like, Mylene has dance till this time, and then Wednesday, Robbie had a scrimmage, and
Thursdays are drop day.
Thursdays are job day. So
today's Friday, and we're recording.
Yeah, but we're trying to get ahead of the game,
episode.
so it shouldn't happen anytime soon.
Are those like you went? Or?
I went.
Oh, okay.
They're not presents.
They're nice.
No, yeah. I went to go get my nails done. They're cute, right? The colors very like
very fall.
Yeah, very like transition to fall colors because I feel like it's not breezy outside yet to do dark.
No, it's not. It's freaking hot in
and
Texas.
then I had seen that people were doing the cherry maroon color. And I was gonna get that, but then I saw a girl that was like, "Don't listen to these TikTokers. I hate my nails. I'm a neutral girl." And I was like, "That's gonna be me if I do that." Like, I'm not a dark colored nail person.
I don't think I've ever done it. I gotta see.
Yeah. But
going into today's topic, dun, 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 there's a drum roll. Where?
There's just applause or like laughter.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't have drum roll yet. But going into today's topic, we're going to get into a couple of it, but it's going to start with the working moms. No, is a stay-at-home mom a full-time job TikTok that we dropped. But
I think you should talk more about the TikTok first.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Yeah. So we dropped a TikTok, and it's, 2 podcasters talking about, working stay-at-home mom saying
and I just want to mention real quick, if you don't watch this podcast,
you're not gonna understand. You're not gonna get it.
Yeah, like a lot of girls are like, oh, they need to tone it down, like they're being rude, or
what is it called? I'm tired of.
Yeah, I'm tired of it, or I've had it, and it's 2 older women who have a podcast, and it's called I've Had It. If you watch their episodes, they're really just talking about they've had it with like customer service, Karens, or the stay-at-home moms, or like complaining, or working moms, doing this, or men like that. And they're very blunt.
But they're funny to me.
They're so funny. There's a lot of things that they say that I don't agree with, but they're hilarious.
Yeah.
So if you don't watch their podcast, like, I just wanted to throw that out there. Like, they're just very blunt. That's the point of their podcast. Yeah. They're very blunt. It's called I've Had It podcast, and I just wanted to mention that because I feel like a lot of people did get offended with it.
Yeah. So basically they've had it. They said, you know what I've had it with? And they said, I've had it with stay-at-home moms, thinking or saying like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I stay home with my kids. That's my full-time job. And she's like, and there's like over 90% of women now work in America that are moms and wives. And she's like, and these working moms are looking at these moms that are stay-at-home moms saying like, bitch, you don't even know what a full-time job is. And I agreed. Bianca, the photographer, commented. She was like, bitch comment could have been left out.
Yeah, for sure.
And she was like, being a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job. So I 100% agreed with what Bianca said. I was like, yes, like a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job because that's why people pay for childcare. Yeah. Like, that's literally why people pay for childcare. But I feel like where she was coming from as like working mom saying like, oh, you don't know what a full-time job is. Like me as a working mom, I still think that moms that stay home, they're still working. I don't think that they're doing nothing. Like I do think that that's considered a full-time job. But I think what she meant with that was like working moms have 2 full-time jobs. Yeah. So they have their regular full-time job and they have their 24/7 job of being a mom, as opposed to stay-at-home moms have their 24/7 job of being a mom, of being a stay-at-home mom, wife. So I feel like that's where it was getting like, that's what they were trying to say, but it came off as like.
If you watch the whole episode, that's kind of like what they said too. But I mean, they just did that clip because they knew they were going to get the clout for it, the comments, because even their TikTok said, bracing ourselves for the stay-at-home moms attack or whatever. I definitely agree. I think I've said it before on the podcast. If you watch this, I could not be a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, I couldn't. Like,
I could.
I couldn't.
I could, but I'd have to have some type of income coming in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't just be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I would still have to do something.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
I'd go crazy mentally. Like, I think being a stay-at-home mom is mentally draining.
Yeah.
Because you're just, it's like a repeated cycle every day. Clean, cook, clean, cook, clean, cook, take care of the kids, clean, cook, take care of the kids, clean, cook, take care of the kids, clean, cook. And you just go crazy in this cycle. A lot of women, a lot of stay-at-home moms go depressed.
Yeah, because nothing ever changes in your schedule.
No, and you get depressed. And let's just say most of the stay-at-home moms, or I don't really know like statistics, so let me not say that, but I've known a lot of stay-at-home moms that get depressed because like what their husband is bringing home is literally just for bills.
Yeah.
And it's not play money. So it's not like the woman can go out and take the kids places, or let me just take a trip to Target, or I want to go do yoga. I feel like the stay-at-home moms who are well off money, like it's I'm glad a little more better.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to say the same thing. I was like, I think a lot of the like talk down that they do give to stay-at-home moms, like, well, you're not helping your family, you're not doing nothing, like staying home, anybody could stay home, or you're just out gastando el dinero de tu esposo, which is not the case. It's not always the case. It's the moms that are able to stay home and still provide a luxurious lifestyle to their kids, like still provide, like they can go out shopping, they can go be working out, doing their Pilates, getting their coffees, going to Target. That's
different.
All that stuff is different. And I feel like that's why people think that being a stay-at-home mom is a luxury, because they imagine that life for all stay-at-home moms.
But that's not
the case. It's not the case whatsoever. A lot of people sacrifice not going to work because they don't have the option to be able to go to work or anything. And then as far as you said, as for the mental, what did you say? It was like mentally draining. So I feel like it's just as mentally draining though, being a working mom.
Oh no, it is. But I'm saying, I feel like being a stay-at-home mom in that repeated cycle is mentally draining.
I think it's
mentally, it's just like you can go quicker into depression, into for like you'll never get ready. You're always in your pajamas. Estás fea. Like, no que estás fea, pero te sientes fea. Te sientes gorda. You're not doing anything with your life. And then you start to, I feel like a lot of stay-at-home women also too start to have like this resentment towards their husband, that they get to leave. They get to leave. They get to go do something. They're not in this constant cycle of just kids, home, work, clean, kids, work, home, clean. They start to resent their husband. And then they even resent them even more when, okay, mom hasn't got a break all day. She's still in her pajamas. Yeah. She stinks. She hasn't showered. And her husband wants to get intimate. And she's like, I don't want to.
Negative. Get away from me.
Yeah, like, I don't want to. You have to, like how we said before, like you feel good, you want to, you know? Women, if they don't feel good, sometimes they don't want to do that. And then that causes like issues between your marriage, because then your husband's all like, oh my God, you don't want me.
No, and then,
but it's like being a stay-at-home mom takes that toll on some women.
For sure. And then also thankful for the husbands that we have that help us out. But a lot of men are still machistas. They still expect for the wife to take care of everything. And they get home, have their dinner ready. I'm not helping with the kids. I'm not helping the kids with their homework. And that's a horrible mentality to have, because that's what's going to be more emotionally draining on your wife. And that's what's going to make her go into depression, go into like hating you, or like having that resentment towards you. Yeah. So
that's for sure.
I do think
I work from home, and I don't resent Rob, but I tell him like, man, you go on little trips. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you get to go to Dallas and work. You get to go to Austin and work. And he's like, but I'm working. I'm like, yeah, but after work, y'all go eat. Y'all go to a sports bar, or y'all Men go. Like, so I'm like, easier. You can't tell me that's just work. Like, of course you're working out there, but you still like do things when you're out there. Yeah. I don't get that luxury.
Yeah. Literally. No, yeah. And even like working moms, like, and then let me just say this before I go into how hard it is to be a working mom too. I think that if you're a mom that cares about your kids, is worried about if your kids are fed, how they're feeling, how their day went, they're clothed, they're showered, they're well taken care of, that's what makes you a great mom. Not the fact that you're a working mom, or not the fact that you're a stay-at-home mom. If your kids know that they're loved, that's what makes you an amazing mom. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. So I just wanted to say that before I go into like how hard it is for a working mom. It's hard, dude. Like, working is hard, but it's also, like you say, like, we do get an advantage of we have an extra income coming in. So that's a good thing about working moms. Some of us are blessed to be able to afford childcare, or to not have anxiety leaving your kid at a daycare or with strangers. If you have like that strong mind already, like you're already at such an advantage, because so many moms have separation anxiety where they just cannot leave their kid. They just can't imagine it. Or if like me, you're blessed with amazing parents, and my mom was able to watch Mylin for us, grandparents. So I feel like those are all really good advantages that come with being a working mom. You get to get out of the routine, dude, because sometimes I be home on the weekends and I'm like, we're not gonna eat out, right? Like, I don't want to eat out. I'm saving money. I don't want to eat out. So I cook breakfast, load the dishwasher, it's done. It's lunchtime. I cook lunch, clean, load the dishwasher, because I don't want it to be messy for when I cook dinner. And then I cook dinner and I have to clean the kitchen again, load the dishwasher, and that way we don't eat out, right? So come dinner time, we're eating out because I'm not fucking cleaning the kitchen again. I'm like, at least I saved money, breakfast and lunch. Okay, like, I'm good. But I do think I've been a stay-at-home mom with Mylin. Mind you, it was like the first couple of months of her life. And that life to me was a lot simpler than being a working mom. Just because it was just easier, dude. For me, like, I was like, I got to be home with her. If she stayed up all night colicky, I didn't have to worry about it the next morning because I got to sleep a little bit with her. When she slept, I slept. And then once I started working, my kid could be up till 4 a.m. sick. I'm still going to wake up at 5 and go to work. Yeah. Unless she was really sick and I had to take her to the doctor. Like, I still have to wake up the next day, get her ready, get her medications ready, take her to my mom's, and then go to work. And I'm at work exhausted. As opposed to like somebody that gets to stay home. Like, yeah, you could be exhausted throughout the day, but it's not the same as like having to do work that you, first of all, are worried about your kid being sick. You're worried about te va a hablar alguien, you have to go pick up the kid, letting your work know, calling in, using paid time off for like all these things that it's just like, and it's rare las veces que sí pasan, but it is like mentally draining at that point.
And see, for me, it is mental, but I feel like it's more physical.
Okay,
draining.
yeah. Okay, maybe that's what I meant then.
Like, physically for work, draining. Like working moms, I feel like it's more physical draining. It does get mental. I mean, example, when I had a gas leak and I had to go to work and I said to take care of Robbie. Rob didn't want us to stay at the apartment this week because he went out of town for work. So I had to go stay at my mom's, grab our things, go over there. Because the door was still like kind of broken, and he was like, anybody can break in. Like, no, you're not staying there. So understandable. So I had to get our stuff, but it's not the same like being home. And that it was just like, that's like, ugh, like I hate it.
Yeah.
But excuse me, did you hear that?
No.
Okay, I hope y'all didn't hear that. I think it's more physical. For me, it's more physical. When I was so now. I've never been a stay-at-home mom. I was home with him on my maternity leave, but he was a baby. He didn't do anything, so it wasn't hard.
It wasn't hard, right? Yeah.
But for 2020 and 2021, we were working from home, and I had Robbie because he still didn't have school. And girl, that was hard.
See, and I loved it.
I don't even know how moms. I couldn't do it. It was really hard having to answer phone calls, talk to a director, talk to a manager, help people figure out where their pay is, and having Robbie screaming in the back. Oh my gosh, that was hard. It was mentally draining, and then I would realize that I hadn't left the house in 3-4 days, and I'd be like, oh my god, I haven't even gone outside.
But nobody was going outside.
Yeah,
during COVID, nobody was going outside.
But I feel like a lot of people fell in depression during COVID.
Yeah, I feel like during COVID, is when like I realized like that I wasn't happy with the way I was carrying the mom title. Like I was like, and it was because I was so overweight. Like that's what COVID brought to me. But I when I came out of COVID, I started working. That's when I started my fitness journey.
Oh, no. Working from home and having your kids home at the same time. People are like, oh my God, you're so lucky. No.
I did it though during COVID and I loved it.
Well, yeah, because my lens chill. Too. And then I didn't just have Robbie. I had Robbie, my brother, my sister. I had 3 kids.
Yeah.
So it was like I had 3 kids.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Robbie and Thomas would fight all the time. Jasmine was like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Just imagine a 13-year-old in your ear. I'm hungry. When are you going to make food? I'm hungry. Exactly. So imagine me. Like, I was just like, I don't know how moms do it with 3 kids because I'm ready to beat all their asses.
Okay, but that's different though. You were working from home and taking care of kids. That's hard.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I've never been just a stay-at-home mom except when he was a baby, but that was easy. I had a little taste of it, but I was still working. So I didn't really get to just focus on being a stay-at-home mom. I was working too. And that was really, really, really freaking hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. Because Rob would get home and he'd be like, I'm tired. And I'm like, okay, well, because let's just say he got home at 3. I still had 2 more hours. I worked till 5.
Yeah.
And like he would go to bed or something. I'm like, dude, get Robbie. Like, I'm tired, bro. Like I was screaming all day at these kids and blah, blah, blah. You know, like, it's your turn. And he'd be like, okay. But like, you could tell he was tired too. But I'm like, I'm tired too.
Yeah. Like, well, one of the comments on that TikTok said, no, I want to know how the moms that work from home and take care of the kids, like, how y'all doing it? They're like, because that's the hard one.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. And all of my friends and coworkers that work from home and have kids, they all said like it was hard.
Yeah.
They would all say like, these kids, they don't listen.
But for me, I think it wasn't hard because I didn't have a phone. It was just all online.
Oh, yeah.
So it was
we had to answer calls.
Yeah, we didn't have to.
Yeah, we had to answer calls. We had to be on meetings. We had to turn on our camera.
Can you believe that COVID was almost 4 years ago?
Yeah.
That's insane.
But yeah, we had to turn our camera, answer phone calls, talk to escalate. I had to take escalations. Like it was just, that is hard. Working from home and being with your kids is hard. Now, I would say it was harder because I had my kid and my 2 siblings who are younger. And once it was just like Robbie and Thomas and Jazz went back to school in 2021, it was a little bit easier. It was with Robbie.
Okay, yeah.
But even at that, like I felt bad because he was home all day and I was working and I couldn't give him attention.
Yeah.
So he was just either watching TV all day. And I didn't like that because I was like, man, like I don't want him doing that. So because I felt bad because he was just home, I put him in daycare. Like I put him in daycare for 3. I would pay for 3 days out of the week because I wanted him to interact. I wanted him to interact with kids. I wanted him to learn. If he's just at home, he's not going to do anything. And I'm not the mom to. I'm just being honest with myself and everybody. I'm not the mom to take 15 minutes. Like, oh, let's go over your ABCs. No, I was in 15 minutes. I was making some eggs, the sausage. You know, here, baby, sit down. Give him his food. Give him a little coloring book. Yeah, like okay, I gotta get back to work.
Yeah,
like I wasn't that mom, like, to sit down and try to do his ABCs and let's learn. Like, I'm being honest.
Yeah, I tried with my Len. I bought her flashcards and everything, but she was just not having it. So I was like, So now that she was starting school, because she really isn't, pre-K is not required, right? So I was like, no, I really don't want her to miss that year. Yeah. I was like, because sí aprende my Len y sabe bastante. Like, she already learned how to write her name. But like in school, you know? And I was like, I don't have the time to be able to be teaching her like that, because on the weekends I'm more about like experiences for her, like all that to me was like more important than like her learning her numbers and stuff, because in my mind I was like, she has her whole life to go to school and my Len's a smart kid. I was like, she's gonna get it. And that was
girls
like,
are just naturally smarter too.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm not struggling with her. Like
girls are smarter. Last year and this year when I would go to parent teacher class and like they show like parent teacher nights or whatever, and they show like their schoolwork. All the girls, bien bonito, how they write, how they color. The boys,
Yeah, Mylan, dude.
So I'm like, girls are just. I think girls, we do mature faster.
Mylan has never colored outside the lines. Never. She's, even if she was only coloring with one color when she was like bien chiquita de bebé, always like the whole thing was like she never colored outside the line.
Yeah, girls are just, they're just, I do think they say like girls mature faster.
Yeah, some girls.
Most
girls, yeah.
Most girls do mature faster and learn faster than boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the stay at home and working is probably tops both of them.
Yeah. So
because both of them, and not that there's a competition. Okay, so somebody told us too. Like I feel like working moms are always attacking stay at home moms. Stay at homes are always attacking working moms. There's no competition here. Like she said, like if you're loving your kids, you're feeding them, you're providing. That's a good mom.
Oh,
so I think I lost my friend train of thought.
Okay, sorry. It has to do with what you're talking about.
But yeah, what she said, like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're staying at home or working, like, and still being a mom. I still think you're a good mom. I don't think it's a battle between what's worse and what's worse. Because I think one is more physically draining and one is more mentally draining.
And I don't think one makes you better than the other.
Oh, no.
Okay, but we did have somebody else also say it's always working moms attacking stay-at-home moms. So do you agree with that? Like on TikTok or like just in social media in general, stay-at-home moms get attacked more than working moms?
I see, it really doesn't come up on my feed like that, but also too
see, and that's the thing. I was like, I feel like depending on the situation you're in, that's the feed that you're gonna get. Like if you're a stay-at-home mom,
but I've never attacked a stay-at-home mom. Like I have friends that are stay-at-home moms. I'm like, that's badass. Where I get upset is when the stay-at-home moms are like complaining about their man like working so much, but it's like, well,
you get to stay home.
They have to work that to provide for you. So if you're like complaining about it, like what are you going to sacrifice? Are you going to sacrifice like, hey, I don't want you working 16 hours.
So I'm going to
go back to work so you don't have to work that much because I want us to spend time together. Or are you going to be like, man, my man is working 16 hours so I could stay at home with the kids. Like, I know it sucks, but I like, this is what it is right now until they change the schedule.
Yeah.
And it's okay to feel sad about your man working a lot, but when
I get sad
when women are like complaining about it or nagging their husband, like that's when it's like, girl, come on, like he's working for y'all, like he's not just you know. That's when I'm like, but I don't even say like, oh, working from being a stay-at-home mom is easier. Like I don't even think like that. I just think like it's not fair to nag your husband if that was the sacrifice y'all made, like, oh, I had to work this much to be able to provide for our lifestyle. But then you're like, you know what? Being rude to him.
Honestly, like, you know what I'm jealous of about stay-at-home moms? That they get to clean their house. Like, that's what I'm jealous of. I'm like, man, like, sometimes I'm at work and I'm like.
Yeah, but you don't ever think like they hate it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they hate it. But because I don't get to do it, I get to envy that. You know, because I don't have that. So I'm like. I envy that. I
envy. No, I don't even envy it. I'm just like, I wish I didn't have to cook dinner. Like, I wish I was home like
already making it. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I was like sometimes I'm like, like I'm at work and I'm just thinking and I'm like, man, I didn't like, because my Len's been eating breakfast at home. So I cook her breakfast and it's morning and we're rushing. Everybody knows how chaotic mornings are with kids. And I cook her breakfast and I get it ready and I just throw those pots and pans in the sink. And because you know what? I'm going to come back home and they're going to get washed tonight. But then I think I'm like, man, like if I stayed home, I could have easily like gone, dropped her off, came back home, cleaned my kitchen, worked out, cleaned my living room.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. That's another part that I wish like I could have, like
the working out.
Yeah, working out at 11 a.m.
Yes. Like, oh, I'm so jealous of that.
But not all moms get that, though.
No, not all moms
That's
get that.
That's the thing. Dude, even the stay-at-home moms, a lot of them don't get that still.
Especially if they still have their kids there.
They're stuck at home with their kids.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, they have that anxiety of leaving their kids in the gym daycare, so they're not going to do it.
Yeah. And then some kids are bad. Like, a mom can want to work out, like, in a room, in a little closet space. and the kid's gonna be climbing all over you. They're not gonna leave you alone. So I get it too, you know. But that's
so
like
we're
what I
more,
want.
We're more like we want the lifestyle of the woman that has like her husband makes like a good amount of money, where it's like, are we good?
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta stay home for the rest of our lives. Yeah,
like last week, Henry got paid good, and I was like, damn, I don't even gotta work no more. And he was like, what? I was like, I'm kidding, dude. Like, it's still extra income. Like, and then I think what sucks also about, like, I've been a working mom since my little one's like 4 months old, right? And I feel like it sucks. Like, sometimes I'm like, I wish I would have never gone back to work, because I would have never gotten used to that extra check. And now it's like, I know we're good if I were to stay home, but I'm not willing to sacrifice my check, dude. Like, I'm just not. I was like, I'm so used to
a lifestyle.
Not even just the lifestyle. Like, well, I guess, yeah, lifestyle, but like the comfort of it. Like, I'm so used to that comfort. And I'm so used to like just not having to worry about just Henry's income coming in. Or like not just having like, okay, well, Henry got paid. Like, this is because we've done that, you know, like where he got paid and like los dos nos sentamos. I mean, we still do it. Like, we still budget ourselves and stuff, but it's just different because we're like, we know 2 checks are coming in weekly. Yeah. So it's just like, I'm not willing to give that up yet, which is
and
awesome.
I don't think that's bad.
I don't think it's bad either.
Yeah, but yes, but some moms, I have seen TikToks where moms are saying like, if you choose your job over your kid, like, that's fucked up.
Okay, see, so that's what I mean by like, I do think that working moms get hate.
Yeah, I mean, like, both of them do, and it shouldn't be like that. Like she said, it shouldn't be, or was it you? I don't remember, but someone said like, it shouldn't be like that. Okay, like it's not a battle of what's worse. Like it's still hard. Either or is very hard. And if you, again, it goes back to, if you don't have that partner that helps you, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or a working mom, like you're gonna crash. Yeah,
like for me, it's like I hope and for like the podcast to reach like the right women. Which also, guys, I want to give y'all a huge shout out to all our subscribers, because I am very happy with the amount of views that we get for the amount of subscribers we have. So it does make me really happy, and that's what makes me the happiest about the podcast is like, when we do get a subscriber, it's because they really like want that girl talk with us. Like, they really enjoy like the conversations that we're having. And that's like why I want us to grow the podcast, like so women can feel like they're heard, and eventually like little by little like be able to let go of like our full-time job, dedicate more time to the podcast and like everything that we have planned for it. And that's when I would be like, okay, like I would be okay giving up my full-time job. Like, if our full-time job, if the podcast were to pay us what our full-time job is currently paying us, to the both of us, it would be doable for both of us to dedicate, but I feel like 100% to like the podcast.
Yeah, because us leaving work, it's not just, oh, so this podcast can pay us, because the point of us creating this podcast was to always help women. So we have so many ideas that we want to share with y'all. We want to give y'all. We want to provide stuff for.
There's like programs we want to start.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily just, oh, we wanted to pay us.
Yeah.
No, like we want to give to y'all how we said that we always wanted to do. Like, that's always been our goal.
Like, yeah, that's what I mean by like, so for us to be able to, because everything that we've put into the podcast has come out of our pocket. So what I mean by like, once we start, hopefully one day, God willing, you know, the podcast starts making money first, it would be the programs, the giveaways, the talks, like every guest that we've wanted to bring in. First, it would all pour into that first.
Oh, yeah.
And then it would be like, okay, like, can we get employees in here? Can we grow this this way? But eventually, like,
even before it's hit off, like, we still plan on doing giveaways.
Yeah, for sure.
From us, like,
that's what I'm saying. Pockets. Like, it all comes out of our pocket.
Yeah.
So if the podcast does start making money, it goes back into the podcast. Yeah. Like, it doesn't come to us. Like, it goes back into the podcast.
That's why Rob and Henry have to make it. So we're
exactly.
So we can build our dreams to help y'all.
So go follow Sencillo and go listen to Posted and Robbie Rob. So y'all go do that, okay? But no, but like what I mean is like God willing, you know,
Yeah.
like we were to be able to start putting that into the podcast,
Yeah.
start bringing in better guests for the podcast, bringing in better topics, starting the programs that we want to start with the podcast, starting like the drop boxes, like our website.
Not better guests. I wanted to mention like we had
guests.
great guests.
Better
like
therapists.
Like guests that could reach, like help us network and reach women and do what we want to do. Not better guests. We love our guests.
Yeah, not better guests. Sorry guys. That's just the way I talk. But eventually once all that starts picking up, we both would want to dedicate 100%. Instead of 40 hours to somewhere where we're just not happy. Not that we're not happy, just somewhere where we're not growing. No,
not just growing. We're dedicating to something we plan.
Yeah, like I'd rather
our dream.
I'd
our
rather
goal.
dedicate.
We'd rather dedicate our time to helping women because we know what it feels like.
I'd rather dedicate those 40 hours here,
or even if I mean, like for me, like
that's when
we're doing little by little and we're seeing a little bit. I would be willing to just go part-time to still, you know, obviously we still need to pay bills, right? We still moms, wives, we got a house, apartment, car notes, all that. So we still have to pay bills, but I would still be willing to sacrifice like going part-time to focus more on here to help women. Like that's always been our end goal. Rolly had asked me like last time we were over there, he was like, you know, like they were talking about seeing like the podcast as a business. And I was like, I think we do, but it's not really like it is, but it's not, because remember, like we created this because we wanted to give to women. We wanted to help women. So yeah, eventually it will be that, but it was more of like, we want to reach women. So like,
right.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's more of an organic grow.
Yes.
As opposed to like constantly like thinking about it just business wise, right? Like it's more.
I don't see it just business.
Like for me, I know it's gonna take. Like I see podcasts now that they have a huge following, but they've been podcasts for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm never looking into this as like, oh, one day, you know, it's gonna happen like this. Like no, I truly. That's why I said like I truly appreciate our subscribers, because our views are matching the amount of subscribers that we have. We get like 1 or 2 subscribers a week, and like even just that one subscriber, I'm like, oh my god, like it makes me happy. Like I'm like, I just know that when we get those subscribers, they're coming from like, man, I like these girls, I like what they're talking about, I like how they're making me feel better about myself. That's what our podcast is mainly like focused on. It's not so much like, we're gonna sell shirts, we're gonna do this. We do plan on having merch, but the merch is supposed to have like sayings that are gonna make y'all feel like, oh, like a badass like wearing cute. It, like cute, like a boss. Like it's just like we have plans for it. We should
make a stay-at-home and a working mom shirt.
We should,
because we support both of them. in
my stay-at-home mom era, in my working mom era, like we have like a lot of cute stuff that we want to bring. But the merch, honestly guys, like even if we do sell merch, we're not even looking at like, to me selling the merch is not like we're gonna profit off of that. For me, selling the merch is like our name's gonna be out there, like people are gonna be wearing us, like because they follow the podcast and because they support us, but not so much as like I want to bring income in from
me. Like for me, selling merch is like putting back into this, because we want to get rid of these chairs, y'all. They're so uncomfortable.
They're so uncomfortable. They sink us in.
They do. We're like, that's
we found them on Goodwill. at Goodwill.
Hey, they've done good to us, so thank you.
Yeah, they've got us past 300 subscribers, so thank you, little chairs. But going into another topic, I had sent you, which one had I sent you? The
Pobrecita mindset.
The Pobrecita mindset.
With Chiqui?
Yeah, with Chiquis Rivera. So Chiquis Rivera, if y'all don't know who she is, she's Jenny Rivera's daughter. And if y'all don't know who Jenny Rivera is, stop listening right now.
Stop listening right now.
No, but I'm just
kidding. We can be friends.
Yeah. But yeah, so Chiquis posted like, you know what I'm tired of? She's tired of. She's like, you know what I can't stand? I can't stand a pobrecita mindset. And I sent it to Gisele and I was like, 100%. I just can't stand the pobrecita mindset because what
does pobrecita mean in Spanish in English for our English viewers?
Like, oh, poor you mindset. Yeah. Like, oh, victim mentality. It's just annoying to me. Like, honestly, like I was telling Gisele that there's this girl that I have on Instagram and she has a lot of kids, right? And she's always talking about how she's so sad and she's had postpartum depression and this. And I 100% know what postpartum depression feels like, right? But because of that, I didn't have more kids after that. But this is like, you had a kid, got postpartum depression, didn't wait to heal, had another kid right away, and now you have postpartum depression again. And to me, it's like, I feel for you and I get it because it's freaking difficult. If it's hard with one kid, I can't imagine like with more than two, right? More than one, honestly, especially going through postpartum. Yeah. But also in my mind, I'm like, I can't feel bad for you because
you keep having them stop.
Exactly.
Like, stop. Like there's resources out there for you to stop.
Exactly. That's not just resources, dude. Like, yeah, there's birth control and stuff, but you can protect yourself,
yeah, like pull out game,
take care of yourself. There's plenty of ways to avoid a pregnancy. Like at this age, we all know sex ed education. Like we all know how that works. So to me, it's just like, I can't feel bad for you. Or like, I can't feel bad for somebody that created a problem for themselves and then they're like sad about it and this. Like, I get it. Be sad. Let your feelings be felt. But get yourself up and like
there's
work
a time
on
to
it.
mourn.
Yes.
There's a time to go through it and there's a time to, come on, like get it together.
And if it's something that's your fault, apologize. Learn from it. Move on from it. That's it. Like,
Why stay in it?
Yeah, but also like, I just can't like comprehend, and I know that it's because I'm very strong-minded. I feel there is things that get to me, but I feel like I'm very like like even when I had postpartum with my Len, like I never let myself like get to a super low point, and I know a lot of people just can't do that. Like they can't dig themselves back up. Yeah. And okay, soaking in it. Like I just don't understand why you're soaking in it.
Like why?
And I wish, like I want to, and I do want to learn about it, like because mental health is important, and I do believe in everybody should be mentally healthy.
I just think it also plays in the people around you.
Yes.
So like people don't have that support, they're not gonna be able to snap out of it.
Exactly.
And I feel like we both have really good support.
Yeah, but I mean, some people I know have really good support, and they just choose not to use it.
And that's what I was going to say. So I was going to say and then for me, the POBRECITA mindset or victim mindset is like when people are there for you, they're trying to help you, they're willing to help you, but you don't want to take it. You're just like staying in this victim era.
Yeah, I can't help you.
Yeah, that to me does ick me because there's a family member who she's just
a POBRECITA mindset.
Yeah. And like we've tried to help her, we've reached out, she doesn't allow us to help her. She's very closed off. We don't really know her kids. Like, and she went through something when she was younger, and I get it because I went through it too. But
you didn't
like
have
you have to
POBRECITA
snap out of it.
But do you think it's because you're really close to God that you were able to?
Well, she grew up in church too. She really knows God too.
But there's a difference between knowing God and having a relationship with God.
Oh no, I know, but her mom is very like she
knows how to have a relationship with God.
Yeah, she's had a relationship with God. She knows how to have a relationship with God. She knows she's right now she's in the wrong. She knows that she's not doing the best, but she's just stuck on this guy. Oh. That's really what it is. Like she's following her man. That's her man. That's her man, and she's following him. And it's like this man is like bringing her down with
That's
her.
your man right there? Yeah, that's all mine.
And I'm like, girl, no, sister. But we love her. I mean, she's our family, and we're still going to, if she calls us tomorrow and needs help, we're going to be there. Yeah, no matter what. Sure. But that reminds me of that victim mindset. But which kind of sucks because it kind of reminds me of when my mom was younger. Mm-hmm. And she was going through like that victim mindset. And
¿Por qué todo me pasa a mí? Like,
yeah. But when she was with the men, she was, well, not a lot of men, guys don't lie, but like with her baby daddy, right? And she was just so focused on her man, like that's her man. And like she kind of like neglected us as kids. I like now with my other family member, I think like I don't even feel bad for her. I feel bad for the kids. I'm like, that sucks, because I know what it feels like to feel neglected,
like as a kid,
or put in a position where as a child that you're not doing better for us because you're following this man. Like I know how that feels. So like it makes me really sad for her kids. Oh, you're fine. It makes me really sad for her kids, like really bad. Yeah. Like really, really, really sad. And that sucks.
But then again, like you're trying to help them.
But yeah, she calls me any day. I'm going to be there. No matter what. But yeah, my mom really had that victim mindset really bad. She would never admit to it. My grandma kind of did too sometimes. It frustrates me, dude. But my grandma, no. Okay, so I don't know if it was victim mindset, but she would complain about her childhood a lot. My grandma a lot. And about my grandpa, how he treated her, which he did her really bad. But she would bring it up a lot. But she still did hustle. Like, she didn't, like, just live on the streets, you know. She did what she had to do. She worked at the pulga. She made money. She picked up cans. Like, she did what she had to do to survive. But she would always talk about what, like...
happened to her as a kid. My mom talks about it a lot. Like, how the way she grew up and stuff. But I don't feel like she's ever victimized herself from it. She kind of just talked to us about it as, like, value lo que tienes porque yo no tenía eso toda.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like, that's how she
my grandma was like negative a lot. And I was like, Grandma, why are you negative?
And to me, like, I don't like the victim mentality, or like when people try to justify people's actions because of the way they grew up, because Henry is the prime example of you get out of life what you put in. Because Henry could have ended up as a drug addict. He could have ended up as somebody like in the streets if he wanted to, if he would have chosen that life. But he chose to do better. Instead of staying in that same cycle, he's the one that chose to like pick himself up. He was like, nobody's got me but me. And he was able to get him. Until I came along, and now I got him too.
But that reminds me of that. Yeah. You know when it says two boys had a drunken father?
Yes.
And then they grew up, one never touched alcohol and the other one was a drunk one too.
Yeah.
It's like that.
And
that
was to remind me. You know, me and my mom were talking about that, and I told her, I was like, you know what, like, I love about Henry? And my mom was like, what? Oh, because she was telling me about some incident that happened with family or something. And then I was like, man, you know, like, I was like, well, my mom was like, yeah. And then I told him Henry did the same thing for your gender reveal. She's like, well, I didn't tell them. And then I was like, Mom, it's okay if you told them. So for my gender reveal, if you were there, you know, Henry got super drunk, dude, for my Lynn's gender reveal. Like, super drunk, just so, like, I almost left his ass. Like, it was horrible. It was so, so bad. And then I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I don't care if you tell people that Henry did that. I was like, because that was the last time Henry ever got like that. I was like, he learns from his mistakes.
Yeah.
I was like, if me and Henry ever fight about something, we fight about it that one time, and he truly... like tries his hardest to like never do that. Like we try really hard. He tries really hard for us to never fight about that same thing again. And Mylene is the same way. Like Mylene, like she knows what's going to piss me off. So she'll ask me before, and then I'll be like, okay, go ahead. Or like, just like, to me with Mylene, it's like, just ask me, dude. Like, don't try to do things on your own. So she learns from her mistakes. And Henry, he learns from his mistakes. And my mom was like, and that's crazy that you say that. She was like, because he was saying like, that when my dad was saying that when he's worked with Henry like on stuff with the house or something, my dad was like, Henry, like, le doy un consejo, or I tell him the right way to do something, and he accepts it. And he's like, other people, they don't take it. He's like, I have coworkers. Yeah. And I told my mom, I was like, yeah, but that's because Henry didn't have a dad. I was like, so Henry like aprecia, like whatever life is throwing at him, like whoever's in his life that's teaching him something, instead of being like, oh, I don't want to fucking learn. Like, no, he learns. He learns and he accepts it. Yeah. And then I was telling Henry that my dad had said that. And he was like, but you know why? I was like, hold on, babe. I'm not done talking. I was like, I told my mom, I know why. I was like, because Henry doesn't have a dad. And Henry was like, exactly, babe. I was like, exactly. I was like, I got you, babe. Like, I know you. Yeah, but that's why it's like, you can't, to me, the victim mentality just doesn't, like, I can't accept it if I've seen with my own eyes the way that people that should be in the victim mentality just choose not to be.
Yeah.
Like when I see people that could have been in the victim mentality be the person that they are today and be someone completely different than they ever imagined themselves to be when they were kids, I just don't see where victim mentality, like, why be in that? Like, when you could be so much better, dude. Like, you could be living life to, like, your fullest potential. And why let your feelings or your thoughts consume you in that way?
Yeah. But I feel, like I said, I feel like a lot of those people who stay in that victim mentality don't have good support. They don't have faith. Like, they don't have a faith, like faith at all.
Well, yeah.
They've never known God, or that they can, or, you know, whatever. Whatever. Earlier, too, I said a word like 3 times, and then you were talking, and I thought about it, and I was like, I really just said that word 3 times back, and like, I'm stuttering over here.
Like, when you were like, cut that out, and I was like, I'm not cutting it out.
No, I wasn't going to tell you that.
And I didn't cut it out.
Oh, the other one? Yeah. No, but I didn't realize when I was talking that I said talk. I didn't say talking, but I said it like 3 times. And then when you were talking, I was like, oh my God, I just said that word like 3 times.
I didn't realize you said it 3 times.
Thank God you don't call me out like Evan and God.
Because you know how?
Whack. And then, you know, told her too. She was like, you're always calling me out. I don't do that to you. I was like,
dude, you know, I feel like she is such a, like, I don't know, dude. Like, whenever we met her in person, I can truly, like, she came across very strong on the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. But once more episodes started coming out, I was like, man, she's cool. I was like, she's cool. I was like, and then when we met her in person, I just feel like I can see God through her. Mm-hmm. You know, like the way she thinks and the way she's better. Carries herself. Like, I'm like, oh, like I it's just like Jessica.
I love that.
Yeah, like with Jessica, like I can, like her and Jessica, like I can see God through them, and I just love that. Yeah. Like, I love people like that. Like, they make me want to be a better person. And I love that. I love people that make me, I mean, Gisele too, but Gisele constantly calls me out on it.
And she fights me on it. I'm like, I don't talk to you no more.
just shut up and hug me, okay?
Yeah, literally. Like, can we stop talking about this and just hug each other?
Yeah, like,
she's like, oh, I just feel like, what did you say? I feel like I'm just like my sisters with you.
Yeah, like, dude, and you know what's crazy? Kim Kardashian and Kourtney, their whole drama's been going on, right? All over TikTok. And they're like, man, people really be like thinking that these girls, like Kourtney told her, like, I hate you. You're such a witch. And this and that. And people are like, oh my God, Kourtney's such a bitch. And then in the comments, they're like, people really don't have siblings because siblings be fighting with you like that. Like, they'd be like, man, you're a fucking hoe. Like, like, you fucking bitch. Like, me and my sisters nos jalamos de los pelos. I was like, and to us, like, I'm like, I have 5 sisters. I have 5 sisters. But growing up, éramos 4 en la casa. Yeah. Because the twins were still little. But girl, we would fight. Like, I feel bad.
Would you fight the most?
Alondra.
I could see that.
And Angelita now. But Angelita, because we're just very both like, no me vas a ganar. Both of us. And we're both from August, so it makes sense.
Oh my God.
But yeah, like me and Alondra growing up. Now, not so much. Ariana and me never fight. Like, we'll argue, but we argue about dumb stuff like,
don't chew in my ear.
That too. No, that's Alondra. That's me and Alondra.
Oh my God.
But Ariana is more like, we'll argue about, like, when she was pregnant and we didn't know she was pregnant and I was pregnant because Mylene and Emilia are 5 months apart. She was arguing with me about a swing, like a kid's swing.
Like about
buying a swing. And I was like, I think I'm gonna do the Mamaroo, the four. Do you know which one? The Mamaroo one. And then she was like, that's so expensive. And I was like, Ariana, they're all expensive. Because Junior at that time was like, I don't know how old. She was already pregnant. She's like, I remember it was about the swing. And she was like, why would you spend that much on a swing? And then I was like, they're all expensive, dude. Like, might as well just spend the extra money. She was like, they're not that expensive. I bought Eileen's for this. And then I was like, that was like 6-7 years ago, dude. Like, stuff is more expensive now. Like, and that's what we argue about. Like, but with me and Ariana, it's never anything serious. Like, Alondra, I feel like we would fight a lot as kids just because she was my little sister and she always wanted to be around me. So I was like, ugh, quítateme. Like, I was a mean big sister. And I shouldn't be a sister like that. But I was just mean. And then Angelita and me, we wouldn't really fight when we lived together. Now we fight. But just because Angelita and me are the same, like, we're very like, no me vas a ganar. Like, I have to have the last word and Angelita has to have the last word.
Yeah, I know you're like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like that. And Henry knows too. Henry's like, my Len tries to do that to me, but I'm like, girl, I'm the boss. Like, who you think you learned that from? No me vas a ganar, le digo a my Len. Like, it's me. I have the last word. But
oh my god,
that's me and Angelita. And me and the twins, I just fight with the twins when they're disrespectful to like grown ups.
Yeah, me and my sister. That's me
yeah,
too.
like
I'm
it's.
Like, don't do
I'm
that.
like. Like last time I was like, I will swing at you, Lupita. I was like, I don't care that I'm older than you. And my mom was like, stop. Like, I was like, I'm not really gonna swing at her, dude, but I want to. I was like, they need an ass whooping, mom.
They do.
Whoop them like you used to whoop
bad.
me.
They're bad. Not they're bad, but I'm talking about like
not
Gen
they're
Z.
bad. Yeah, like they just don't care. But then the twins are very like, they care a lot about my parents because my parents are older for their age, like, because my parents were really young when we were in high school, so they're older now. So the twins are very like careful about like carrying that. They're very scared that my parents are gonna pass away, like so they take care of my, like when we went to SeaWorld, they were like, Papi can't get on anything, like don't let him, he's gonna get a heart attack or stuff like that. But then they're over there screaming at each other in front of my dad. I'm like, y'all are giving him more coraje right now, like.
Oh my god,
that's my life with my sisters, guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then she added me in there. She was like, you know what, I just think we're just not gonna agree. It's like when I'm with my sisters, we're just not gonna see eye to
I was
eye.
like, we're just not, just so like we're just not gonna agree on this, and it is what it is. It's like, whatever, let's just move on from it. I'm done fighting. I was like,
okay, let's hug it out. Bye.
Yeah. And then also whenever me and Gisele argue, guys, like it's like through text message, so it's like we never know how like the other person is talking. Like we don't know if they're screaming, what their tone of voice is, and but me and Gisele do argue. And you know what's crazy? Like I don't really fight with my friends. I don't.
Just because we're with each other a lot.
Yeah. That's why I told her, I was like, man, Gisele's the only friend I argue with. And then I was like, this because I argue with her like if she were my sister. Like literally, like if she were my sister. Dude, Henry, the other day he asked me, he was like, oh, because you had sent me a picture of the shoes. Or you had
they're
sent me
in my car. Don't let me forget them.
Okay.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, look what Gisele got me. And he was like, damn, Gisele's got money. And then I was like, whatever. And then he was like, babe, you and Gisele talk every day? And then I was like, yeah, every day. And he was like, man, that's crazy. I was like, right? I was like, it's just her and Edie. I was like, I literally talk to Gisele and Edie every day. Like every single day. Y'all are my like two go-to friends. Yeah. We'd be even if it's a one-word text. Literally. Like, we'd be fucking texting every day. Don't ever do that to me.
I've never caged you. I've said okay. I don't even think I've ever said okay.
You don't ever say okay.
I don't think you have either.
No.
I think like the last thing will be like, hello, that's funny. And then we'll like stop talking for like an hour and then text again.
Yeah, and then I'll send you a meme or something.
Yeah. But I think that's a pretty good episode. That's an hour. Too.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I hope you guys didn't take offense to anything that we've said because that's never our intention. I do, like I said, think that all moms are amazing. If you are in the victim mentality, send us a message. Like, let us know what it is that you're not able to push through, because I also do really want to understand that we are here for you. If you ever need anybody to talk to, like our personal page and our Instagram page is open to y'all. Like, y'all can always message us and just like vent to us. If you want it, we're not like licensed therapists or anything. We're not going to tell you what to do, but we'll be there for you. We'll be there for you. We'll be your friend. And yeah, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe.
For sure. And we're coming up on a year, guys. So excited.
Oh, yeah. So excited. Yeah. But you guys have a great weekend. Bye.